to the Hustle Skirt Podcast, the show that brings you economic equity for everyone, every day, with your host, Debra Gould. Yes, I am Debra Washington Gould, President and CEO of Debra Gould and Associate Inc. Is a New Orleans-based management consulting and performance management business founded in 1996. Please visit my website at www.gouldassociates.com, where you will learn more about my company offerings in training, management consulting, facilitating, executive coaching, and business motivational speaking. Again, www.gouldassociates.com. So let me tell you why you're here with us today, to introduce a phenomenal woman in the business community and a dear friend. But let me just pause just for a moment. If this is your first time, because my guest invited you to be ready to hear this interview as a first timer, something about the Hustle Skirt Podcast. The mission of the Hustle Skirt Podcast is to promote, communicate, and amplify the influence of men and women entrepreneurs in the business arena. We are for profit. Did you hear me? For profit businesses. Or I may just interview someone who's in the C-suite or hire executive with a corporation, nonprofit, government. But today, my guest is for profit, Virtuous Executive Services, LLC. You might just hear from my guest today, and without a doubt, a perspective that my guest, Sheree Venson Nelson, we did not live this long and strong to be put on the back shelf. So she's going to bring it, her message, her products, her services to each of us today. So my guest may just intrigue you with a story or overcoming challenges and obstacles, pursuing opportunities, victories, accomplishment, and succeeding in various settings in their organization or businesses. So boot up, get ready to hear what my guest, Sheree Venson Nelson, have to say today on the Hustle Skirt. So let me share her credentials so you'll be really intrigued by what she has to share today.
Yes.
Virtuous Executive Services, LLC, is a minority woman-owned business founded in 2010 and administrative project manager with 35 years of experience. She holds a graduate project management certification and an MBA from the University of Phoenix at VES. We are committed to a high standard of performance. Please help me welcome the founder and CEO, Sheree Venson Nelson, Virtuous Executive Services, LLC. Hello, Sheree.
Hello, Miss Debra Gould. I am so excited. What an introduction. I love it.
Y'all know I love this sister. She is phenomenal. And I'm so pleased and what a privilege to invite you and join me on the Hustle Skirt today. So shall we get started, Sheree? So
Absolutely.
all of my guests on the Hustle Skirt podcast know that I always have a general, a specific, and a fun question. So y'all, as I say, gear up and boot up, because here we go. Sheree, I'm going to ask you throughout any of the question, feel free, take the freedom. And I'm sure I don't have to say this to you. I want you to blend in and share your contact information for the little short time as we go through this. And let me just press rewind for a minute because I'm going to make it my business. I want worldwide folks to know Virtual Executive Services LLC. So you're going to visit her after this website and as often. So the website is virtual, virtualexecsvcs.com. Going to give her opportunity to also emphasize that again, but y'all heard where you're going to know and remember who told you first. Hustle Skirt podcast host. My first question for you, Sheree.
Yes.
Why did VES founder and CEO decide to start your own business? Talk to my listening audience for a moment.
Well, let me talk to him, this Deborah. As a result of an acquisition with Dry Savings Bank, Dry's Bank Corp / First MBC Bank, I had to get terminated. And at the time, my mother, Martha Lee Sunshine Johnson Venson, was experiencing lymphomatic and pancreatic cancer. And at first, I thought it was something that wasn't going to be promising. But throughout it all, I've learned life lessons, which have been wonderful, because it allowed me and afforded me the opportunity to care for my mother before her demise. As a result of those things happening at the same time, Virtuous Executive Services was founded. And I have been operating for the past 13 years in a sustainable capacity. I've met wonderful, great individuals who have helped to promote my business, such as Ms. Debra. And I am so grateful to still be standing today to be able to offer the services, administrative project management, as well as private duty personnel, caregiving services.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing that. Now that I am crystal clear of the kind of services that you provide at Virtual Executive LLC, would you mind just sharing your website and your contact information so people can holler at you?
Yes, my website address is www.virtuousexecv. Wait, did I mess that up? I'm sorry.
That's okay. We keep it real here. Take your time and say it again.
Okay, www.virtuousexecsvcs.com.
Thank you, because you just kept it real. We just ordinary people doing extraordinary things. After 13 years, you know what you do in your services. And so you take as many times if you want to make it clear what that website is, madam. Okay? So we're going to keep it moving. I love your energy and enthusiasm,
Thank
Sheree.
you, honey.
So
I appreciate it.
Here we go again. So you gave me the specifics to tell me about private duty personnel, and your caregiver experience probably position you to offer that kind of services. But we're going to keep it moving. How do you stay on top of industry trends?
I stay on top of industry trends by making certain I stay in networking and that I stay on top. Lord have mercy, excuse me, it's my nerves. Stay on top.
That's what I love about it. Just be your authentic self. You're talking to, this is Debra. This is Sheree and Debra, as though we were in church or we were at the hair salon. It is quite okay. So you have permission to let the nerves just telling you, you just want to be that awesome. That's all. I
do. For sure. Yes. Well, again, I make certain that I stay in contact with different individuals and stay in various networks that offer different workshops, seminars. I make certain that I keep all of my certifications active so that I can continuously receive emails, phone call, text messages of upcoming events so that I can share with other individuals that may be able to benefit from what is going to be transpiring in the future.
Y'all, I want you to know we're both here in this great city of New Orleans. And she even shares some information on some business development and some networking opportunities that probably we both will have an opportunity. So thank you for reaching out and sharing that information with me. And in addition to, I like to think she's the network queen. Y'all, credentials, she is a continuous educator to educating herself to position herself to be a part of the hot trends in her industry. So this is an MBA graduate, and that certification she just mentioned, from woman-owned business through maybe SBA, Small Business Administration Program, as well as any certification in the city of New Orleans or state of Louisiana and minority business arena.
As well as federal.
Let me just say to my audience, Sheree Venson Nelson have all the alphabets, because we know we need every one of those certifications to leverage, whether it's construction services or professional services. Y'all, we just got to play it differently to have that differentiation between my services and what I want to bring to the table. So y'all, don't be mad with her if she take care of her business to keep up with her certification. The purpose of the Hustle Skirt is that let Sheree do Sheree, and we want you to do you. So thank you for sharing that in terms of your preparation and how you stay involved in industry trends. So now we get to kind of insert our fun question in here. Tell me about where is your favorite place for vacationing? And then my other fun question, take either one, who is your role model? So any one of those two choices, or do both for me.
Okay, my favorite place for vacationing is the Bahamas because of the beautiful blue waters. And technically, any place that has beautiful blue waters is just so calming, it's surreal, and it makes me just pull it all back together and look at the beauty of the master. That's what that's about. Now, as far as my mentor, once again, it would be my mom, Martha Lee, Sunshine Johnson Vinson, and as a result, Miss Debra, I want to surprise you. Look what I found. Remember this?
Yes, I have it here.
Remember
this is one of my co-authors. Yes. Well, I have it in the background right behind us, but I'm using my virtual background today. Oh,
yes. Well, guess what? I remembered this. And when I was going through that trying time with my mother, you allowed me a space to speak out and share in writing. And once again, look at you. You have me in front and center on a podcast, sharing more information. Who knew?
Oh,
but I surely love you, and I surely appreciate you.
Hold that book up again, Sisters Together, that anchor our souls. I still have it in publication. If anybody want to visit me at my persistentlane.com website, Sheree, you just blessed me. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm glad that Mother, Miss Sunshine, is your role model. That is amazing. And the Bahamas happen to be one of my special places too. So I'm going to ask you two other quick things, but this one is just to describe a word. When you hear the word equity, what is that one word for you?
Balance.
Balance. Good word. So I just recently saw this. It was on the poster, NBA player, DeMar DeRozan, and he had this saying, the ball should bounce the same for everyone. You agree or disagree?
I agree, because a ball is a ball and it has its function. And no matter who has it in his hand, its function is just to bounce.
Y'all, didn't she say that beautifully? That's our Sheree. That was perfectly said. Thank you, madam. So, I've had fun with you today. I don't know about you, but you were excellent. Excellent. But before I close out, would you tell my audience one more time how can we reach you if we were interested in your services? Would you
Okay,
take
if
a
you'd
moment
like to
do that?
reach my website once again is www.virtuousexecs.com. But if you
Is there a
Google
telephone
Sheree
number?
Venson Nelson, 504-382-5891. If you Google my name, you will find me on Facebook or my business name or LinkedIn. So I'm an easy find, that's for sure.
Okay. So as we wrap up today, as I close out of my interview today with Virtual Executive Service LLC, there was something in her bio that really just stood out for me. At VES, we are committed to a high standard of performance. And our nurturing and kind relationship for many, many years, that is just the way she show up, y'all. When she walk in the room, she's going to bring the show, okay? So I want you to reach out to use the
Thank
services
you.
of Virtual Executive Service
Please.
LLC. So
Amen.
I want you all to do me a favor for my listening audience. Make sure to visit our website at www.persistentlane.com, where you can subscribe to the Hustle Skirt podcast. And when you get to that website, persistentlane.com, there are 9 different platforms. And just to name a few of them, from iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, FM, Amazon FM, Apple Podcasts. And then when you get to the iTunes, if you enjoyed this interview with Virtual Executive Service LLC today, please give us a rating. I would certainly appreciate that as the host. So, in closing, the Hustle Skirt objective is to promote you to speak up. Did not Sheree do a great job today? Speak up and speak out with energy and
Thank you.
enthusiasm. So we want you all, whether you're starting or a seasoned entrepreneur or career professional, embrace change in your own vision, mission, and purpose, and get fired up like my guest today, with owning your own passion just the way she did it 13 years and still going strong.
Yes, ma'am.
You're listening to the Hustle
Yes,
Skirt Podcast, the show that brings you economic equity for everyone, every day, with your host, Debra Gould. Sheree, until we meet again, this was an excellent interview. Thank you, madam.
I enjoyed it. Thank
Make
you very
yourself
much.
a great weekend on purpose.
You too.
Bye.
All right. They'll do. Bye-bye.